I try to address this comment by writing a very long comment, but I realized that a video is probably more helpful. I want to try to be as short as possible. I don't want it to be a long video, so I am just gonna summarize what I did. So first of all, if you have a very reactive dog, my German Shepherd is very, very reactive. Not only with dogs, but with birds. He wants to go and grab them. Anything that runs, he wants to go and chase them. So I don't know if it's every German Shepherd. He's my first dog, but yeah, he has a lot of anxiety. He wants to go and chase, and he's not friendly with any type of cat and dog. So he needs a lot of training. So the first thing I did, knowing that my dog is like that, I didn't let them see each other face to face the first time. I put my cat in a separate room and let Shadow smell. Like, he could tell that there was a new pet in the house. So he will bark, he will be bad, right? Like, he would want to go and chase. But I try to expose him and let him understand that there was a new pet in the house. That was the first step, and that took like a week. Second step, when I felt like Shadow was understanding that there was another pet and he was more familiar with the smell of toast. Come here, little toast. Oh. Then I moved to the second step, which was putting my cat in a crate. I have a patio, so I put the cat in the middle of the patio. I grabbed my dog on a leash, and I went probably 6 feet away of my cat, or a little more, and show him the cat. He wasn't good at all. He wanted to go and grab my cat. So my job was to let him understand that he couldn't do that. So I tell him to sit, and if he wouldn't sit, then I will take him away and not treat, obviously. And then took him again, and then tell him to sit. If he sat immediately, I'll reward him with a treat. And again, this took a lot of patience. But with my dog, what helped was positive reinforcement, which was treats. So I will grab him and sit him down. If he sat, then I will give him a treat. And treats that he really liked. So I started with pieces of chicken because he really loves that. So he needs to understand that I really, really like the action. And when he wouldn't listen, I will take him away from the cat. So while the cat was outside, just to be clear, I will grab my dog and do this exercise, which was grabbing him, showing him the cat, and let him sit down and do not bark. If he did that, then I will reward. And this took another week. I had to do it constantly and consistently, because otherwise it seems like, it's not that they don't forget, but it doesn't get reinforced. So I had to do it every day for a whole week until he got it. Once I saw that my dog was actually sitting down and not barking, then I moved to the next step, which was putting my dog inside the house in a crate and letting my cat run around freely. So my cat was running around freely and my dog was inside the crate. And again, that was something different for my dog, because he knew he needed to sit down and be quiet, but my cat now was running around. So he, obviously the first time he would bark, but I reinforced what I taught him when he was outside. Sit, lay down, and be quiet. And if he did that, then I will reward him. If he wouldn't, then I would take him out. And then my cat will get curious and he will actually be more brave and approach the crate, and he wanted to see who was Shadow, right? Who was my dog. And then that lasted another, I'm just saying weeks, but honestly it was probably 2 weeks, 1 week and a half that I had to do this with my dog. And the reason why is because I wanted him to be good in every step. Then after that, my last step, well, kind of second to last, was when I saw that my dog was laying down, not barking, and he was tolerating my cat. Then I felt confident to take my dog outside of the crate, still on a leash. I let my cat run around the room and then grab my dog by the leash and tell him to lay down. The same thing I told him when he was in the crate, but now without the crate. And do the same exercise until he was good on the leash. And my cat actually started to approach Shadow and without the crate, and It's almost like they were mimicking everything they were doing inside when Shadow was inside the crate, but now outside. And then the last step was for him to be without the leash. That was the last step. But after I actually did that so many days, but for that I had to buy a spray corrector because I had to be aware that he was learning something new. So I was like aware that he probably was gonna mess up, without the leash and probably go chase him. So the last step I did was put my cat and run around, take my cat inside with the leash. Take my dog inside with the leash, and then I took the leash off and told him to sit and stay the same thing, but without the leash. And if he would go and chase him, then I would use the spray corrector because I wanted to train him without the leash this time. And he learned. Then after that, he was like more used to Toast, and he would see that he wouldn't do anything to him. And then Toast, my cat, he's very curious and very confident. He's a very confident little kitty, so he would go and approach Shadow. Again, that took a lot of days with me being there too. I couldn't leave them alone. I had to be there and reinforce it every time. Reinforce it. Until he actually started to just accepting it and understanding that there was a new pet in the house, and he got used to him, and then they started playing together and developing a relationship. But again, it took a lot. In total was like a month, probably, or 2 months. I had to do it every day, and there were some times that I would be like, oh no, this is impossible, because my dog is just very bad. But consistency actually paid off for me, and letting my dog know that he couldn't do certain things because there was actually a consequence. I still, if I see a behavior that is not good, either Toast too, I don't let my cat scratch him, then I put my cat away. But he learned. So if you have a reactive dog, I believe that they all learn. It's all about like rewarding the good behavior you want from them, and then letting them know when you don't like something. That's just how my dog has learned. So yeah, I hope it helped, and I hope this is not too long.